Today you'll be learning how to convert your slides to a video. So let's quickly go to our CapCut app. So click on the CapCut app and come over to this plus new project. Now come over to where you have photos. Click on photos and this is our slide. So you are going to start from, first we have the introduction, then we have the course outline, then after course outline we have our module 1. So the introduction will be in a separate video, course outline will be in a separate video, then module would be in a separate video. So each module will be one video. Okay, module 1, even though we have 10 slides in module 1, it will have one video for module 1 and fit into 15 to 30 minutes for each module. Let each module be in one video. So let's start with introduction. I'll come over, this is my introduction, so I'll click on introduction to make my introduction video. So I'll click on it and come to where I have add one. Okay, so I'll click on add one. So this is my video and I'm okay with it the way it is. Remember, it's a video course, so it doesn't have to be, and I'm hosting it on Telegram, it doesn't have to be in a different size. This particular size is okay for a tutorial video that is being hosted via Telegram. Okay, so the next thing I would like to do is to come to where I have audio. Come to where we have audio, click on audio, scroll down to where you have record. Now if I click on record, this particular video, you won't hear my sounds. Okay, so but then let's just quickly do it. Come over to this part, click to record. Once you are done recording, tap on it, then click on this good mark. Now this enhanced voice tool is very wonderful, but then you need to pay and get access to the pro version before you can use the enhanced voice. Meanwhile, if you don't know how we got this template, I have a series that I started. This is currently the part 3 of that series, so link the playlist to this video so you can have access to where you can find the part 1 and 2 of this particular video, and actually stay tuned to view part 4 after viewing this. Okay, I made it a series so that you can get the values you need from this. Let's quickly go back to what we have. Now if you notice, there's a watermark here, but because our background is white, this CapCut watermark would not be too visible. So CapCut now adds watermark to your videos. Don't pay, they will always add a watermark to your videos. Okay, so now let's quickly record. I'll click on this to record. When I'm done recording, I'll click on this to remove. Okay, all I have to do is to read what I have here. That's all I have to do, to just read what I have here. Read it out. Okay, so let's do it. 2, 1, go. So from this you can see that the video is about 34 seconds. It's not even up to 1 minute. So this introduction is 34 seconds. Now the next thing you would like to do is to click on this your image, leave it the way it is, then listen to this your voice note so you can split and remove the parts you don't want. So watch me split and edit. Welcome to. Okay, so if you notice, this beginning part there was no sound, so I will just split and delete. So this is where I can find my split, then click on it and come over to where I have delete to delete. I don't want to bore people, so I'm going to click on this my voiceover and bring it to the top. So let's listen. Welcome to Productivity Hacks for Professionals. My name is Joy and I will be taking you through this impactful course. I'm a social media manager, a sponsor artist, and a with this skills mentioned above, you can tell that I'm a very busy person. There are people who always ask me. Okay, so you notice there's a mistake here. Like I wanted to say something else and I twisted it. So I'm going to split that part and remove it so that there won't be mistake in this video. Remember, it's a recorded course, so it has to be as perfect as possible. Okay, so I'm going to zoom. I'm going to use my 2 fingers to try and zoom this voice over, then try to listen again. I am a very busy person. There are people who are So over here I'm going to do my first splitting. So if you notice, this is where the other splitting needs to be done. Click on the one at the center. Don't make a mistake. If not, you will delete your main video. So once I click on that, I'm going to come over here to delete. In case I delete the wrong clip, I can come over here to undo. Okay, so I've deleted it. Now I'm going to use my 2 fingers to zoom this. Okay, So the next thing I would like to do is to move this closer. I'm going to just drag it. So let's play. You can tell that I am a very busy person. There are people who are always ask me how I get to manage. So if you notice, I've actually deleted that excess noise. This is where I click on to play and listen. Do well to practice all I will be talking about, and you will get. Okay, now there's also a mistake somewhere here, so I'm going to zoom and practice all I will be taking. Okay, so this is where taking starts from. Okay, I'll split. Talking about talking. So you can see, I think I like this. So the next thing I would like to do is to come over to my image, click on it, ensure I click on this image. I'm going to zoom this. Okay, so I will try to zoom it till I get to the end of my voiceover. I think this is okay. So this is how you create your first slide. Then come over here, click on export and export it. Course outline. So I'm going to do that of course outline and do my first module, and that will be the end of the practice. So but when you are doing yours, just follow the same step I took and you'll be able to do it for both the first module down to your last module. Easy peasy. So I'm done with this. I'll click on done. I'll click on new project. So it's time for our course outline. So I'll pick my course outline, still under photo, please. Still under these photos, I'll go to where I have my course outline. Okay, so this is our course outline. 1, 2, 3. So I'll pick 1, 2, 3. Then click on where I have add 3. Click on add 3. So still the same thing, I will add a voiceover. Click on my first clip. You know I brought in 3 pictures, so I'll click on the first picture. Come over here, you will see a line here. Drag it so that it will be very long. So let's make it about 35. We'll stop. Let's make it 35. Click on the second one, zoom. So let's make it 115. Click on the other one and increase it. Okay, 140 is okay. So I'm going to scroll back to the first one. Still go back to where I have record. Let's record again and tap. So if you notice, it swiped again. So I'm going to just come here, click on this and zoom a little bit more. Next, listen to this voice record and know where I stopped to continue. Consists of structuring your. Okay, structuring your. So click on this, come over to where you have split, and after splitting, I'll delete. Okay, so I'll click on record again and tap to record. Once I'm done, click on this. Once I'm done recording my voice file, I'll click on this and click on this good mark. Okay, so let's go back to this first one. Now there's something I didn't show you in the previous. If you notice, my voice is a little bit low, though I reduced the volume of my video. Okay, so I can click on this voiceover, go to where I have volume to increase the volume of my voiceover so it will be loud enough, and drag this to 1000. So I'm going to play this and I'll start exactly where my voice starts. So once I click on it, split, click on the first clip and delete, then drag this to the top and let's listen. Course outline, module 1, the productivity mindset. Understanding productivity, what it is and why it matters. We'll also look at the common myths, the bunking misconceptions about productivity. So if you notice, there's a gap between this before I speak about module 2. So I'm going to click on that, split, go over to this other one, split, delete the one in between and drag this to this part. So module 2, we'll talk about goal setting for impact, the power of goals, setting the stage for success. We'll also talk about smart goals framework. So this is the other voiceover. Click on it and go to where you have volume, increase the volume so that it would also be loud. Okay, so now if you notice, my first course outline slide is long but not too long, so I'm going to extend this a bit. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to do the same process for the second slide. Okay, so this is it. I'll click on this last one and click on volume, increase the volume. The way I actually recorded the first one, increase the volume, split out the part that I made mistake. After splitting, I deleted. That's the same way you are going to do for each slide. Okay, so if you notice, the voiceover is actually more than the slide. So I'm going to click on the slide and I will drag this white thing here. I'll drag it closer to stop where to stop where my voiceover stopped. So I'm going to drag. Okay, so I've done that. Now the next thing is this our last slide for the course outline. Okay, so I'll go to where I have record and click on record. The volume, go to volume. In case you don't know where I clicked on to get volume, this is where I get volume. Once I click on the voiceover, I come over to volume and increase it to 1000. If you notice, I didn't start exactly when the voice started, so let's zoom. So this is where it started. I will split, click on this and delete, then drag this to this part. You notice this slide is still long and the voiceover ended at 1:33 seconds. So I'm clicking on the last slide. I will click on split and delete the last slide. So this is just it. Okay, I think I exceeded, which is okay now. So you are just going to listen to your voice records and make your edits. Okay, so once I'm done, remember I've increased the volume. I just come over to export. So I've done my second video for my course outline. So that's the same way we did before. I'll just click on done and it will take me back to this part. So the first thing I'll do is to click on new project and add my first module, which is the module 1. Click on my module 1, my first slide for module 1. This is my second slide for module 1. This is my third slide 1, and this is my fourth slide for module 1. So after clicking on my 4 slides, come over to add 4, then click on add 4, and this is it. So again, just increase them as much as you can so that you can buy enough time to read your content before it exceeds. Okay, so that's just it. So let me scroll back to use my 2 fingers to zoom closer, then scroll back to the first one. Click on this to go back and scroll to where you have audio. Audio is actually here. Click on audio, scroll to where you have record and tap to record. 3, 2, 1. See, I just did it. So I'm going to use my 2 fingers to zoom this because there's a place we need to make corrections. Volume first. Come over to volume, increase it. Module 1, the productivity mindset. So where we have the productivity mindset, I'll click on it, split, then listen. See where I have a beginning. So if you notice, I'm going to also click on the main slide, split the main slide and delete it, because the reason why I'm deleting that one is because it's a different slide, but I cannot delete this part because I've already said something about the first slide of the module 1. Okay, so let's listen. See, we start a new module. Okay, so I'm going to split, click on this, delete again, and move and drag this to okay. So let's play. Mindset, understanding productivity. Let me pause this. Now if you notice, I'm not just reading this verbatim, I'm also putting in more like this could be my my bullet points, but it's not a bullet point, it's a proper defined sentence. But then I'm just going to make it a little bit more realistic so I can also impute myself into this voiceover. So as I reading what I already have in this slide, I can decide to make examples, because whenever you are recording a class or a tutorial, you will notice that different examples keep coming to your mind to explain a particular concept to individuals or to an individual in a way that you feel they'll understand better. So at that moment, try as much as possible to also put that, even if it's not in your slide. So now I'm just going to scroll through this so that we don't bore ourselves with it. So if you notice, I gave an excess space to my second slide, so I'm just going to come over, click on this and split. So I'm going to delete it and let's move to my third slide, which is the common mites or myths, depending on how it's pronounced. So the next thing I'll just click on is record. and I'll click on this. Remember, once I'm done recording, I click on this quickly and I click on this. So this is for our second slide. So I have to move it up. It was down, so I'm moving it up and dragging it closer. Okay, so let's listen. Stress, common minds. So I'm going to click on this, go to where I have volume. So click on this, go to, once you click on it, you would see where you have volume. So click on volume, increase it. Common. So I will click on this part, split, so that I would delete the excess silent part and move the part that I started talking closer to the last part. Okay. Stress. Common mites. Mite number 1. Working longer hours increase productivity. Now this is the reality. If you notice, I really didn't say it the way it is in my slide. I just added myself to this content, okay, to add more life, to add more fun, because I know they are reading this too as I'm doing my voiceover. But then let's add live. After doing this, I'll just come over to the ending of my slide, click on the main slide itself, which is this, click on it and come over to where you have split. Click on split and come over to where you have delete and delete. So now this is the last slide, which is the fourth slide. So come over to this part, click on record to start recording. I'm done recording for this, so let's scroll to listen to this. Just like the first ones, the first part, which usually does not have a sound, so I'm going to scroll to where the sound starts, click on split, click on this and delete and drag this up. So let's play. 40%. So now let's increase the volume of this. Very important. Go to where you have volume, increase the volume. Activity number 1 for our first module, which is the self-reflection. This is what you need to do after going through this course today. Write down your current productivity practice and identify one mind that you believe in, that you think you actually believe in. Because we all believe in a certain type of mind. Okay? For most of us, it is that, oh, if I multitask, I'll be able to do a lot of things, which is not usually the reality. So I want you, for your first activity, after going through this particular lesson, take your time, write down your current productivity practice and identify one mind that you think or you know you believe in. See you in module 2. Thank you. Okay, so if you notice, you would see that I took my time to even add, some examples by myself and also tell them, oh, thank you for going through this particular module, so I will see you in the next module. So click on this, click on the main image itself. Once you click on it, you get where you have split, come over to where you have delete and delete. So that is just it. So I'll come over here and extend this a little bit. So what I do is to click on this, come over here and drag it a bit whenever I have a black space here. Once I drag just a little, then I'll be able to have a picture. Okay, so now this is how you record for your course, the course you tend to do. So this is just module 1, and module 1 is just between 1 minute 37 seconds. It's not even up to 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So that's why I'm telling you that if the modules, if it's more than 30 minutes, that's when you can begin to break module 1 part 1, where you have your first slide, where you can divide your slides equally. Okay, but for a short course like this is just okay for me. So the next thing I would like to do is to export. I'm going to always leave it at 1080p. For most people, it's going to be 720p. For most people, it's going to be 4K to 2K. But all I need you to ensure is that this particular write-up should be very visible. All the write-up should be very visible. So click on export to export or to save to your phone. So you will keep doing this for your module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 till you are done with all your modules and including your concluding part. Okay, so it's just the same step you will take. It's not difficult and your course is completed. So but if you are yet to watch the first and second part, please click on this playlist that will appear at the end of this video, or click on the, just look up, you will be able to find where I'm going to tag either the part 1 or the part 2, so I can easily find the video and quickly watch. Thank you.